Shaunae Miller's Olympic-winning dive, unorthodox, but entirely legal. Allyson Felix woke up on Tuesday as the most decorated female Olympian in U.S. track history. But she didn't get the gold she wanted in the 400 m. The 30-year-old Felix was denied by Shaunae Miller of the Bahamas in one of the Olympics' most memorable athletics finals. Shaunae Miller's dive denied Allyson Felix 400 m gold in dramatic final. Read more. The 22-year-old Miller, running from lane 7, got out quickly, ran superbly through 300 m, but seemed to tie up over the final 100 m. Felix, in lane 4, was behind throughout, but gaining fast. Miller had the advantage as they approached the finish line, but it was too close to call. A few meters from the line, Miller toppled forward, lost her balance, and went through the finish line horizontally. The commentators weren't immediately sure who had triumphed, but the result was soon confirmed. Miller won gold in a personal best time of 49.40 for SEC. Felix had to settle for silver in 49.51. An absorbing race won in unconventional style. It prompted much chatter, particularly on social media. Some viewers wondered whether Miller's move was illegal, or at least unethical, but diving at the finish line is entirely within the rules. The IAAF, track and field's governing body, confirms, on page 170 of its competition rules, the athletes shall be placed in the order in which any part of their bodies, i.e. torso, as distinguished from the head, neck, arms, legs, hands or feet, reaches the vertical plane of the nearer edge of the finish line. Felix, speaking on the Today Show on Tuesday morning, admitted she was not too used to seeing her opponents dive at the end of the race. "It happens every now and then, but it's not too common," she said. After the race, Felix was asked, did Miller's lunge win her the race? Felix shook her head. "I don't know," she said. "I had to dig as deep as I could and put it all out there." After the race, Miller confirmed the lunge was not part of her plan. "I don't know kind of what happened," she said. "My mind went blank. The only thing I was thinking was the gold medal, and the next thing I was on the ground. I've never done it before. I have cuts and bruises, a few burns. It hurts." Sign up to our daily Olympics briefing. Read more. Some onlookers seem to suggest that Felix was hard done by. The legend of the track denied her rightful gold by an unsportsmanlike piece of scheming. But Lance Berman, Miller's coach, was quick to dispel the idea of a calculated move. "She gave everything she had and her legs gave out at the line. It was not intentional. And Miller might still have won had she stayed on her feet." Vox suggested if Miller had stayed upright, she would have lost, but it's difficult to know for certain. Miller led throughout, and though Felix was gaining fast, and would probably have won gold in a 405 m race, Miller seemed to have the edge. Johnson, who knows a thing or two about 400 m running, insisted that diving across the line is slower than running across, something that ESPN seemed to confirm when analyzing baseball runners diving or sliding into first base. But who knows for sure? Miller had been running quickly for some time. She won silver at the World Championships in Beijing last year, behind Felix, and has shaved nearly 2 seconds off her personal best in 2 years. Monday night's time, on a wet track, was just outside the 49.26 PB that Felix set in Beijing last year. Marietta Cox's world record of 47.60, set in 1985, is a stunning piece. One lap sprinting of no one has got close to in a generation. And Miller's dive is not without precedent. USA's David Neville dived for the line in the men's 400m final in Beijing 2008, denying the bronze medal to Chris Brown of the Bahamas. Monday's USA-Bahamas reversal was not lost on some pundits. Natasha Hastings, who finished fourth behind Miller, Felix and Jamaica's Shericka Jackson in Monday's final, has also employed the dive before. After the race, the LA Times wrote, Miller might not have needed to dive, but it provided drama and ignited internet debates over whether it was sportsmanlike, no matter that it's permitted. And maybe that's the point. It was a great race, it provided drama, and it got people talking about track. And for a sport beset by various crises, that's no bad thing.